Hey guys, how you doing? It's Andy Elliott. Check this out. I'm going to talk to you real fast about the number one skill that you have to be great at business and to make a whole bunch of money. Now I want you to think about it. What's the number one skill that you think that you need to have? It's simple. It's how to close a deal. Most people out there don't know how to close a deal. They don't know how to make money. And if you're making money, you don't know how to make a lot of money. Let me explain this to you. I want you to think about where you're at. If you have a customer, but you can't close that customer, do you need more customers or do you need to learn how to close? You need to learn how to close. That is the number one skill that people in this business miss. Look, a lot of you out there, you work in dealerships that provide enough customers to make a really good living. You really do. I hear a lot of you say, hey man, it's slow. Okay, look, I teach and I'm teaching and I'm in the middle of a grind right now, teaching how to have more customers than you ever had in your life. But I want to tell you, before you can even get into that, if you have a ton of customers but you can't close anybody, guys, that's the problem. So I always talk about not having enough money isn't a problem. It's actually a symptom of a problem by having a lack of skill. Because if you have a killer skill, will you guys all agree that you'll never have a lack of money? All right, so what is it that we need to do to acquire killer skill? All right, so skill is one all the way across the board when it comes to closing, when it comes to negotiating, okay? So here's what you have. You have talking to people, right? And sounding like you know how to deal with money. How well are you in that area? Take a pen and a piece of paper, and I want you to rate yourself from 1 to 10. When you're talking to a customer, how well does it sound like you know what it is that you're talking about? And how well and how familiar are you with dealing with money? I'm going to tell you this. Before I made my first 100,000, okay? Before I made it, I learned how to talk about having money, how to help people spending their money. So it allowed me to start making money faster. Why? Because I was extremely good about talking about money, even though that I didn't have money. Guys, that is a skill. So there's the skill learning how to talk about money. Because your job is to what? To lead people and guide them how to make a decision. But how can you lead them and guide them to make a decision if you don't know how to talk about money? Rate yourself from 1 to 10, okay? Think about that. That's a side to its own on closing and negotiations. All right, overcoming objections. All right, so customers say something, right? And the way that you respond to them is the way that the sale goes right or left. So guess what? If the customer is more prepared to object than you are to overcome the objections, you're ruining your own closing ability by not having a skill at overcoming objections. Guys, I want to tell you this. You're going to have at least 25 objections that are constantly always going to be the same ones that come in and out. How great are you at overcoming these objections? If I was to sit down right now and I was to say, all right, I'm going to name 10 objections and I'm going to run them by you. And let me give you a couple so you can kind of see if you're prepared and ready to overcome this objection, all right? We're doing the paperwork. Oh, I'm not paying the doc fee. I'm not paying the doc fee. I don't pay the doc fee when I buy stuff. So if I'm going to pay the doc fee, I'm going to leave. What are you going to say? Where are you at? All right? Okay, now you guys probably know this one, but do you know it or can you overcome it? If I was to say, hey, listen, I appreciate everything that you said. The numbers are great. I mean, listen, you guys have done a great job. You're on the pencil. You're sitting down negotiating with them. And they say, but we're going to have to get back with you. Stop. At that point, are you going to get hot-headed and the wall comes back up and combativeness comes in? Or are you going to be able to overcome that and handle it? How well are you at closing and negotiating, right? In that area of overcoming objections. Guys, that was just 2 of them. I could spit off 25 here, but my job isn't to beat you down. My job is I want you to be honest with yourself and look at yourself in the mirror and say, man, honestly, is this a hole that I have? And if it is a hole, fill the hole so you can start making money. And I'll tell you, that alone is a skill. So we got skill number 1, learning to talk about money. Skill number 2, overcoming objections. Skill number 3, which is what I love, closing, and not only just closing, but closing for all the money. Okay? Learning how to defend the pencil and fight for your money in a way that's actually not fighting. It's actually just, I don't know, I would say the customers, okay, they need reasons and excuses why they should do what it is that you want them to do. Well, how well and how prepared, and I would say how well do you stay positioned when you're under pressure? Okay, I can walk into the front yard, all right? Listen, lay downs, those deals are easy to close. Big deals, you'll make a $10,000 deal on a tough customer. It's possible, but you got to be really good at what you do, and you got to be able to be really good at what you do under pressure, okay? There's a difference between rehearsing something when you're in your car on the way to work, but then also being in front of two people that say, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. And you say, I understand. And then boom, you come back at them. And guess what? I can walk in my front yard right now, and I suck at basketball, guys, but I can get the basketball, right? And I can probably, at a three-pointer, I can probably shoot, and I can probably make 4 out of 10 baskets at the three-pointer. But if you get up on me, and you're pressuring me, and you're swinging around like that, dude, I may not make freaking 1. I mean, I'm just not good at doing it. So my deal is, I don't practice, and the little bit of practicing I do that makes me okay, when the pressure comes on, dude, I suck at basketball. So I want to tell you, but when it comes to selling, when the pressure comes on, that's when I play at my best. You know why? Because I live in that zone, and I've practiced it, and it's a learned skill. So that's number 3. Number 4, one of the things that I really, really love, okay? So you got overcoming objections, right? You got negotiating. You got, like learning to talk about money. This last part's probably one of my favorite. Word tracks. Guys, word tracks save your life. Word tracks are things that like literally in your business you work in, let's say you sell cars and you're outside and somebody says something, you've got something tattooed on your heart to say. When they say this side of the brain's moving and it goes, boom, here you go, serve them this. And guess what? You're gold. And a word track would be like a customer saying like, again, hey, I need to think about it. And immediately when somebody says you need to think about it, it's like a Chihuahua's dog's ears coming up. You're like, bing. You're like, of course you need to think about it. And you immediately agree, right? So what? So the wall doesn't come back up and they're cool with you. You say, of course you need to think about it. I haven't given you enough information not to think about it. And then we go into our overcoming objection mode. We serve them the word track we had tattooed on our heart. And we know that word track advances the sale forward and doesn't pull us back. Had I not known that word track, that's just one. Guys, in the seminars, we train over 50 word tracks. But had you not known the word track, you know what happened? You literally wouldn't have done anything. You'd been like, oh, well, why do you need to think about it? I mean, can I show you some numbers? And you're like, whoa, wait a minute. All of a sudden, the sale is losing control. You're losing control of your customer. And honestly, man, like this like well-rounded person that was doing this great walk around, that was getting excited about the car, that had a great relationship, he falls apart because his weaknesses were surfaced. And what was his weakness? His weakness was closing customers, okay? Get more customers, that's fine. If you can't close the customers you already have, why do you need more customers? You need to learn how to close better. So guys, if you want help in closing negotiations, overcoming objections, over 50 word tracks, get your butt in gear and get to the seminar December 13th and 14th. And here's what I'll tell you. December 13th, it's at night, okay? From 6:30 to 9 at my house with the family, okay? We're literally going to have a drink. We're going to talk about who you are, where you're from, what you do, what you like. And I'm going to get to know you and you're going to get to know me. And you're going to be around people that are just like you, hungry to kill it. And then the next morning from 9 to 5, we're going to train in the conference room. If you guys can't make it Friday night, that's fine. But listen to me. You can make the Saturday from 9 to 5. From 9 to 5, you will learn. And when you leave that conference, let me explain to you. You will be able to close anybody, anytime, any place, anywhere, period. And you won't just be able to close them. You'll be able to close them for all the money. There will be people that will leave and will make 3 times more next year. There will be people that will leave and will make 10 times more next year. Guys, I hope you have a great day. Please, if you're sitting there and you're like, man, I need to freaking do this, just do it. Don't ask someone else. Come join me. Do it now. Make the decision. I always learned a long time ago. It's like this lady told me, it was on TED Talk. She's like, hey, if you're going to do something, you got 5 seconds to do it, okay? It's like, all right, you want to go to the gym? You really want to go to the gym? You want to get in great shape? All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's past. It's over. You're full of crap. You actually don't want to get in great shape. You don't want to go to the gym. Quit telling people you really want to wait until, this happens to make more money. Just do it right now. Don't wait till the New Year's. Don't wait till you have money. You're never going to have money if you don't get better. Man, I'm dead broke right now. Okay, cool. Figure out how to come up with the money. I'm going to tell you, if you had to get $1,000 to have a liver transplant right now, you're going to die. You'd find $1,000. Guess what? I'll finance it for you. I don't care. Guess what happens? Reach out to me. When you find out how much I love people, you'll understand why the people that I can get my hands on and wrap my arms around them and spend time with them on closing and negotiation and training, they go back into the workplace and they make more money than they ever made in their whole life. And by the way, your girlfriend's worth it. Your kids are worth it. Your wife is worth it, okay? I am not asking you to spend money. I'm asking you to invest money on yourself because you're worth it. Bet on yourself. And this money that you're spending isn't an expense. It's a profit because you're going to go back home and kill it. Guys, don't hesitate and wait while other guys are making more money than they ever made in their whole life. Jump on board now. Hit me up. 918-210-0254. Shoot me a text message. I want to get to know you. Have a great day, guys.